gods are petting more than you.
Real soca star and now a yogi. Machel Montano incapable of standing still, doing some local gigs in recent years, but missing in a major way from the Jamaican stage since 2015, when he created Pandemonium, and now returning in April for We Fet April 15 in Kingston.
This time around, I'm excited to come with the full team, with the full band, because, you know, I haven't been able to do that in a long time.
Soca created in the 70s, a bouncier offshoot of Calypso, and essentially the soundtrack of Carnival.
Soca music is the fuel, is the driving force. So soca music is not really the song that comes singing about love or relationships or the issues of everyday life, or like reggae music, the struggle of this man or the struggle of this part of society. You know, soca music was really the music that, you know, people play to celebrate, to free themselves, to get on the road and jump.
And Machel Montano, one of its most exciting stars. And because you deliver that kind of high-energy soca, weren't you well placed to be the guy who took it to the international market?
I feel that the point you're making or asking, there have been songs in soca music that has, you know, peeped out into the market, and if you study them, songs like Hot Hot Hot, Tempted to Touch, Turn Me On, Kevin Little,
Turn me on.
Who Let the Dogs Out, Baha Men.
Who let the dogs out?
There is always that intention when you have soca artists focusing on taking music globally in that form.
Just call me legendary.
People like myself have to anchor the hardcore soca fans, have to be there to deliver what a good carnival will be. So a lot of our attention has been focused on that. For me, sometimes I get a little moment where I could do a collaboration with Pitbull, or a collaboration with, you know, Little John, or some foreign act to try. But the main energy and focus has always been that home crowd, that soca crowd, that carnival crowd around the world.
Much like dancehall, now moving to a different beat, soca too acknowledging current trends in Trinidadian music, such as Zest and Trinidad, but always ready to take it to the street.
To understand soca music, you can't go on the road and sing 80 BPM when people really want to jump and wave and dance. Although some songs like David Rudder, Bahia Girl, some songs do it from time to time. Soca music is for a specific purpose, and I think that is broadening. So it's not to say that it will always be this way. It's happening because the same dancehall youths and the same Zest music youths and the same Trinidad music, which is a dancehall style of music created in Trinidad, is starting to merge with soca and starting to blend, and you will see at some point some sort of crossover collaboration between these things.
But there are still barriers that have to be broken in Jamaica. Roots people, regular people, the man on the road really doesn't kind of vibe to a soca beat. Do you see soca reaching that particular demographic in Jamaica at some point?
I feel the answer to that rests in things that I seek, because, you know, soca music is a party music, it's celebratory music. But sometimes when you're trying to express yourself as an artist, you're not always expressing joy. You're expressing struggle, you're expressing pain. And I have found myself moving towards that broadening. I want to do soca in a conscious way, conscious soca music. I am now a practicing yogi. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't eat meat. You know, so my mind has started going into different areas, and sometimes I might see things in the community that soca music needs to address.
Party done.
Conscious soca music, even more intriguing, Montano the Yogi.
What launched me on this journey, I think there's always been something spiritual happening in my life. Because as I say, I was a shy kid. I didn't really see myself wanting to be a star. You know, they said, you want to sing in the choir? I was like, okay. You want to sing in Calypso competition? Okay. I won my Calypso competition, and then a man said, you want to sing in Madison Square Garden? And I was like, okay. And then one day a star. So it wasn't really me, but I was always scared to go on stage. And there was a conversation with this inner voice that I realized was something beyond physical, and it grew. And my music was always searching for depth, singing about real unity, songs about Africans and Indians uniting, looking at Bob Marley songs and Beatles songs, Imagine and War, No War. I always had that vibe. So for me, I was always looking for something spiritual, something beyond the physical, and I found it in yoga. I found it in going to India and even Africa, learning things about spirituality, and now I want to include it in the music.
And maybe you're a little bored with being a pop star. Maybe you want a little bit more of a solid grounding in life and experience.
Being a pop star is not so much fun that people think it is. You don't have to line up in the bank, everybody know your name, you get a lot of free stuff, you get girls. Okay, after a while, the getting of stuff and the accumulating of things, is not the secret in life. You want to be joyful, you want to be pleasant, you want to be productive, you want to mean something to people.
More Machel Montano next week.